So you need your oil pastels, a knife, and a paper towel. So you want to firstly remove your, clean your oil pastels with your paper towel. With oil pastels, it's about coloring, laying out color. It's not about drawing. It's really about blending in techniques. It's always important to do your drawing first, and then with pencil, and then work in with oil pastels. So here you can see on the left that the paper, it's stained, but if you put white on first, you can put the pastel over top of the white and then use your knife or a scraping tool and you can scrape out like an eraser. So oil pastels, a darker color wants to always overtake a lighter color. So you can see here if you lay down a lighter color first and put the darker color over top, the darker color is going to take over. So if I put the darker one first and the lighter over top, you can see on the left of it, you actually get a smoother blend. So you always want to start out then with your darker color, and then you want to pull with your lighter color. So you can use your lighter color to create a mid-tone. Here I wiped it clean, and then I'm going to go even lighter with the white and blend it so you get a nice transition from dark to light. It's also important to note that it works out well when you blend colors beside each other on the color wheel. So when you blend colors and they're opposite on the color wheel, or they're not close together, then you're going to get a very muddy kind of look. When working with oil pastels as well, you want to use a circular motion to blend your colors because they will never be uniform with oil pastels, so a circular motion always works best. You can add details or add textures by using a knife or a palette knife. So black is very bold as an oil pastel. You want to minimize your use of black because it tends to take over an image. So use it sparingly. Here you start out with the dark color, so dark being my black color, going from gray to white to create a nice range of values. With purple, taking my darker purple first, so my darker color first, and then pulling it with a lighter color, which I use a pink. So if I start blending it, then it does get a little bit dirty on my pastel, so you wipe it clean again, and you could go back into it. Red, and trying it with gray, so more of a neutral tone. So the gray is lighter and it'll pull that color. I clean my oil pastel, and then if you want a more gray at the end, then you have your oil pastel clean. And trying black to blue, so darker first, lighter color, which is any color, next to black, and then making sure you use that middle section to blend. So remember, using colors beside each other on the color wheel blend nicely. So this I'm using a 3 color, so blue to green, and then green to yellow. So darker colors tend to take over, remember. So trying a light pressure blend. So the ones we've done so far have been a hard pressure blend. This is a light pressure blend, so you can see how the difference in the way it looks, not as bold. Stippling, you can use stippling as a technique, so lots of dots. The more colors you use together beside each other on the color wheel, again, get different effects. The better, kind of more interesting kind of tones you get. This is using short strokes. So something like grass, using more than one tone. If you go back in with the darker, then that would stand out again. So you can see with the squiggly lines, I put down a lighter tone, then a darker, then I try lighter again, and then I go back over it with the dark. And that just adds a lot more contrast to it. So remember, oil pastel actually stains your paper. So unless you put the white on first where you can erase out, here you can try rubbing out and it will stain the paper. So you can even use that as a blending technique, and then go back over it with the lighter oil pastel to blend it out even more. And those are your oil pastel techniques. I hope you have fun trying them out.